Welcome to RFP News, your personal generative AI podcast. Today we're diving into a fascinating collection of financial news and analysis.
Sounds intriguing. What kind of insights are we uncovering today?
Well, we have quite a mix. Everything from market volatility and tariffs to sports gambling and even the rise of Dogecoin.
Dogecoin, really? I guess the markets never sleep, even in the memeverse.
Exactly. One of the most striking pieces is an analysis of why the bond market reacted so strongly to Trump's tariff moves back in 2025. Mishtalk argues that three things spooked the market: inflationary fears from the tariffs, increased budget deficits, and hedge funds blowing up their bond bets.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster. So, Trump blinked, right? Hit the pause button on the tariffs?
He did. Apparently, a 90-day pause, though there's some debate about whether it was a strategic move or a panicked reaction to the market turmoil.
A 90-day pause in a volatile market. That's like trying to hold back a tsunami with a sandcastle. What about the long-term consequences of these trade wars?
That's the million-dollar question. There's a lot of discussion about the impact on global trade, manufacturing, and even the political landscape. Some argue that tariffs will ultimately hurt the U.S. economy, while others believe they're a necessary tool for negotiating better trade deals.
It's a complex issue, that's for sure. Speaking of complex, what's this about private equity remaking the legal industry?
Yes. One of the articles explores how private equity firms are increasingly investing in law firms, which could lead to significant changes in the way legal services are delivered. Think efficiency, technology, and potentially even lower costs for clients.
Interesting. It seems like no industry is immune to disruption these days. What about the human side of all this? How are individuals navigating these economic uncertainties?
There's a poignant quote mentioned: "What extreme uncertainty does in moments like this is expose your real risk profile." It highlights how market volatility can force people to confront their own financial vulnerabilities and investment strategies.
That's a powerful thought. It reminds us that behind all the numbers and charts, there are real people whose lives are affected by these market forces.
Absolutely. And there's another insightful quote about the squandering of the American inheritance, highlighting a sense of unease about the future.
So what's the takeaway from all this? What can our listeners do to prepare for the unexpected?
Diversification, risk management, and a long-term perspective seem to be key, and perhaps a healthy dose of skepticism about any predictions, especially in these uncertain times.
Wise words. Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Just a reminder that the world is constantly changing, and staying informed is more important than ever. Thanks for joining us on RFP News. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.
Bye-bye.